Hello everyone, Violet here. I just wanted to tell you about my plans for NaNoWriMo this year. So NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, has been a goal of mine since, I swear, like 10 years, like since high school, maybe longer than 10 years. I graduated in 2010. So yeah, it's been something that every single year, every November, I always have a lot going on. I always think, oh, maybe next year I'll do it. But this year I really wanted to think about, why haven't I done this? And I have this idea for a novel that I've been kind of carrying with me for a while. Like, why haven't I started this? And so I came to the conclusion that I actually really like the idea of taking more time to write the novel than just 1 month, but it also feels intimidating to me because it's something I have thought about a lot and care about a lot and want to do, but I want to do it right. So I had the idea of spending the month, the 30 days, planning out the novel, because it will require a lot of planning, this one. And as I was thinking about it, the word came to me, Planowrimo. I was like, I wonder if anyone else has thought of doing this. So I actually looked it up, Planowrimo, and I'm definitely not the first person to come up with this term. A lot of people plan out their novels ahead of time before NaNoWriMo. So, I mean, this could be any time, just a 30-day plan for planning out your novel. There's also a really wonderful video by the Personal Philosophy Project that I found on YouTube. She talked a lot about her fears with writing, and I related to that. It made me think about how I want to start. You know, I'll feel so good just starting, and this will be a way to do it. So first I did a brainstorm on what components are necessary in a novel. I've actually read a bunch of books on writing. I think that's been a way that I've been procrastinating actually writing, is reading about writing. And then I made a calendar. This is in my Passion Planner. On these dot grid pages, I just made a calendar for the month of November to keep track of my progress. But I thought I would go ahead and show you today my 30-day plan in case you want to join in with me. So I have the plan here, but first I want to talk about how I have it set up. So I was thinking about having a focus for each week for all 4 weeks in November, and I wanted to talk about the order of this because basically I'm choosing setting, character, plot, and scenes. But I have this wonderful book. Let me grab it off my shelf. Plot versus Character by Jeff Gerke. And I've read this all the way through. I definitely recommend it. But it's all about how people approach writing differently. Some people come first with plot, and then from that build their characters. Some people come first with character, and it just depends. I personally have realized that I come first with setting, and I think about the setting almost like a character. From that, I build characters, and from that, I build plot. So my order of these weeks are based off of the way that I think and the way that I plan things out. But if you're more of a plot first person, you might want to put plot as number 1 and then develop the characters later. So just something to think about. This can totally be modified. Like I said, it could be done at any time, a 30-day plan. But I'm personally thinking of it as Planowrimo. So let's get started. So for day 1, the focus is theme and purpose. So on this day, my plan is to really focus on why am I writing this? What are the main themes? Why is this important? What's the overall idea or feeling that I'm trying to get across? And this is a really important day because a lot of these are going to relate back to this. So then, that's day one. So then we start week one, which is setting. And it really worked out this year that, you know, day one is on a Sunday because I typically start my weeks on Monday. So, yeah, so I've got a day one and a day 30 that are different from the week focuses, but very important. So, day two, I'm planning to do a free write about the setting and how that relates to the theme. So, that's, yeah, I'm just going to really put it all out there and just imagine possibilities for the setting of the novel. So then day three is establishing the world of the novel. Day four is focusing on the history and or the time period. So if this is a realistic novel, it might take some research about the specific time period and place to be historically accurate. If you're writing more of a fantasy, which is kind of more what I'm doing, then you might want to come up with the whole history of this place. What is this time period? What is this place that you're writing about? So the background of it. Then the culture and the values, what is this setting like? What do the people care about? What creates their environment and their culture? And yeah, and then day six, location names and maps. So on this day, I might actually draw a map and plot out the location names of this world. That's, it just depends what type of setting you're doing, but it could be if you're doing something more realistic, what are the names of the shops, the coffee shops? What are the names of the businesses? What are, names of the streets or whatever it is. Day seven, location description. So taking that list and making a description of these locations. And then day eight is the unique details of the world. So I think, you start more broad and then you get more detailed, and the details are really where some of the most interesting stuff can happen. But I think you have to work your way there. So that's why I put that last on this week. So then week two, the focus is on characters. So day 9, thinking about the characters relating to the theme. How do the characters support this theme? Again, we're always going back to this. This is our mission, our artist statement. And free writing about that. Day 10 is focusing on the main character. All of the details of them, psychologically, their history, their appearance, all of that. Day 11, secondary character. I'm planning to have 2 main characters, so that's kind of why I laid it out like that. But I figured, this is very common to have a very important secondary character that deserves its own day and its own planning. Day 12 is the antagonist, and this could really be anything. It doesn't have to be a character. It could be a force that's on the characters, but it'll definitely affect the characters, or it could be a whole character into itself. So day 12 is focusing on the antagonist. Day 13 is brainstorming archetypes, and I find this a wonderful way to come up with other characters. I'm planning in this book, for example, to focus on the major arcana and the tarot. But there are lots of different ways to approach archetypes, so this is a good day for researching that and finding inspiration that way. Day 14 is coming up with supporting characters, and day 15 is coming up with minor characters. So then you'll have your whole cast to go off of. So then we have the week on plot, and again, we're going to start with free writing about the plot and how it supports the theme. How is the plot really going to show the theme? And then on day 17, that's when we focus on the structure. So the plot shape, like, is it in acts? A lot of times books are in 3 acts. And, you know, what is the shape of that plot? Here, let me grab another book. I have this book that I really recommend, Story Structure Architect by Victoria Lynn Schmidt. And it goes through all different kinds of plots and what they look like, and how you can structure them and build them. So I'm planning to use this book on that day to shape out what the plot is. Day 18, establishing the turning events. That's going to be important points on the plot. Day 19, climax description, focusing in on the climax. That's such an important part of the plot that I think it deserves its own day. Day 20, taking a look at the main character arc. Day 21, the secondary character arc. This could also maybe be the antagonist character arc, whatever you think, but this is like the plot of that specific character, their own journey, that it could kind of follow the main plot, or you know, see how those things link up, see if they overlay, or you could even draw this out like a graph. And then day 22 are side plot lines, focusing on any side plot lines. And that should go back to looking at some of these supporting and minor characters. So then week 4 is planning out the scenes. So first, writing on day 23, writing about the turning point scenes, describing those. Those are really important. And then I am planning to break this out into 3 acts, but depending on your structure, you might do this differently. Basically, day 24, I have brainstorming the Act 1 scenes. So just looking at that act, seeing all the scenes that need to be there. Day 25, making a summary of those scenes, describing them. Day 26, doing the same thing with Act 2, brainstorming first, then on day 27, summarizing them. Day 28, brainstorming the Act 3 scenes. And day 29, summarizing them. And then on the last day, day 30, like I said, it's kind of on its own, not a part of these weeks. Very important is coming up with your writing plan. So for example, let's say that I came up with 50 different scenes in this. I might give myself a goal to write 1 scene a week and have it take me a year. But if you have more time and more dedication than that, maybe you want to write 1 scene a day. And the amount of scenes and the length of scenes can vary. So it'll just depend person to person and novel to novel. But coming up with a writing plan, so then you can take this and put it into action. I'm really looking forward to that. So that is my plan for NaNoWriMo. I'm doing Planowrimo. So let me know in the comments below if you're going to join me on this at any time. Like I said, it doesn't have to be November, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this structure, and obviously it can be tweaked for different people and different projects. But I'm really excited to hear what you think and how it's going. So also, if you like this video, please give it a like, and I would also love it if you subscribed. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to update you on this and how it goes, and I'll see you next time. Bye!